I know it's not a perfect world, of course not. It's also not a perfect paper. We did our best, and with your help, I think it's even better now. I think not everything is in what any one of you wanted us to change or to adapt or to integrate, but we did our best. And what I want and what I ask you to do is to give us a feedback, also then after the conference, because we have really stick to the timetable, especially our Austrian and myself delegation. We have to leave by train at 4, which means we had really to close the conference today at 3. So if you see something what you want to discuss with us, contact us in the countries. You can contact me directly if you want. We are happy with this. What we're doing now is only to inform you about what we have changed. Yeah, we're not going through the whole document again because we have already did. We focused on the changes. We will focus on the change. Yeah, and of course it's maybe not 100% perfect English. That doesn't matter because we will ask a native speaker later on then to correct. That is not the focus today. Yeah. So if you see a mistake, don't mind. It's not important now. So again, thank you. And we in workshop 1, we organized it in a way that we had 4 tables. We discussed in total, in general, 8 points. 4 tables means 2 points in each table. And for the first table, facilitator and moderator was Ilaria, and she will present us what are the main changes in 1 and 2. Sorry, now I'm going.
Hello everybody. So we have discussed first of all the title of the priority 1. We have decided to insert, you have seen the new version, you can see the new version. In the title we have decided to put diaspora engagement for sustainable development. The previous version was diaspora engagement, and the groups ask engagement for what? And decide that it's important to highlight what kind of development we want. So we decide to put sustainable development in the title. In the first point, we have decided to speak about a bottom-up process. You know, you have the previous version, and the previous version we speak about giving to the migrants special insight on the appropriateness of program and so on. And we decided to put a bottom-up approach, a participatory approach, because this because a bottom-up approach means to build together the host society, the immigrants and all, a new idea of development. And this is our contribution of the manifesto. In the second point, we decided to speak about the interculturalism in media, in the mainstream media, but also to speak about the engagement of journalists with migrants' background, because we think that to make a real renovation in the image of immigrants in media, it is necessary to have immigrants journalists in media, and also to support the diaspora media, because it is important to have a self-portrait of the immigrants, and for this it is necessary to have some that is immigrant in the media. So that's all.
Thank you.
Thank you, Claudia for the report from the workshop 1.
No, for the first 2 points.
The first 2 points. So we have more points coming. Okay.
3 and 4.
Oh, so many points.
Yeah.
Okay. We have time. 8. Okay.
Okay,
Over to Mario.
I tried to be brief. So we discussed point number 3 and 4 of the manifesto, and we included the important principle of accountability, which is actually, I can't see, monitor these commitments and hold decision makers accountable, because we realized in the group discussions that political commitment is not enough, but that the question is also how to bring this into practice, and that policy makers, decision makers are held responsible for these commitments. Then the second point in the third demand is also on the question how to bring the political commitment into practice, and we included therefore the establishment of consultative mechanisms to between decision makers, government stakeholders, development NGOs and diaspora organizations. Then in the fourth demand of the manifesto, it was a bit more controversial. We discussed a lot on affirmative action, a point we decided in the end not to include in the fourth demand of the manifesto, because we had 2 groups saying we want affirmative action, 2 other groups said we don't want. So for now we left it out, but we tried to formulate it in a way saying that non-discriminatory recruitment policies are important to ensure equal access for employment, consultancy and other contractual positions and assignments, and to ensure their better representation of diaspora actors.
Okay.
Go further with Stefan. And the last one?
No.
Okay.
We're nearly
How
there.
many were you?
We were 4 groups tackling the 8 points. So each group were taking
Each
care
group
of
is
2 points.
Okay.
Basically in points 5 and 6. In point 5, we added that there should be also collaboration with the migrant and diaspora organizations, and we took out migrant-centered capacity building programs, because it's anyway tailor-made capacity building programs. And if they are tailor-made, they should be tailor-made to the size of the organization, but not necessarily migrant-centered, because they are tailor-made anyway. And what else was important here? We included age-sensitive needs also, not only gender-specific. And in the point 6, we had a big discussion about this, if there should be specific co-funding mechanisms for migrants, if there should be this positive discrimination, so to say. And we said yes. In short and mid-term, there should be this specific support for diaspora organizations. Once there are no barriers anymore, once they are supported and capacity built and everything enough to be able to participate fully in the normal budget lines, that's fine, but in the short or mid-term, we want this specific support. All the other things were just wording. Thank you.
It's me again. The most difficult task I had, I think, with this law and policy thing, which is not my, I must say, I'm not my profession. Yeah, I'm a little more practical oriented than I had no idea about law. But it was a good debate. Here is I think important to mention that this document is coming with a background information as well. We have an introduction, which is gives information about which is the the positions of the international organizations and the background information about the issue. And then, which is very important, we have an extended version where all these points are defined more exactly, clearly in a long version, yeah? And in this long version, of course, we can't use for policy meetings, but it makes points clearer. And this is important, I think, exactly here, because we could not mention everything here. Here we're talking about the barriers, but we put out the name barriers. We said formally declare commitment to social, economic, cultural integration and civic engagement. In the beginning was systematically remove barriers that hinder diaspora. So we changed this because there was a good contribution from our friend, I think from Slovakia, who said social inclusion is a big problem for us. Yeah. Then we changed the second part, or we completed the first sentence here with enhancing language competencies. This is new, and working permits for migrants. This is also important here. In the second part of the paragraph, the second sentence, it was initially migrants who are well integrated. We said now well is who define what is well and what is not well. So integrated, and we said that migrants are not only contributing to the development of their countries of origin, which was the initial text, we said also they contribute to the development of the adopted countries and their countries of origin. Yeah, so that's the change here. In paragraph number 8, we said we changed wording a little bit. In the first sentence, we said it's coherence of policies and institutions. In the beginning was only policies, and then institutional coherence. And we added that we not only we should not call only on the international level, but also on the European and national level. The coherence is important on every level. Yeah, that's in the first part of the sentence. The second part, we also integrated age, not only gender sensitive, age sensitive approach, and we deleted poverty. That was it was poverty sensitive and gender sensitive. That was the wording in the beginning, and we deleted poverty because there was a debate on this, and we said it's maybe better, or it is better, instead of poverty sensitive, to have the term equity focused, which gives the debate was about that poverty is not only an issue of these third countries of the south, it's also an issue here in this country, in Austria, and all our countries. That was the idea behind the discussion. So thank you, that's it.
Thank you, workshop ones. I hope you have noticed how gender sensitive this presentation was. Like 2 women and 2 men presenting the result from workshop 1. And the workshop 2 had it even better. Only 1 woman is going to present. And it was on partnership, entrepreneurship of migrants. Will be presented by the moderator of the second workshop, Galia.
Thank you, Claire.
10 minutes.
Hi.
Thank you.
I would like to thank to everybody in our working group, and we admit that topics as entrepreneurship is something which can be discussed maybe in many different types of groups and different types of people. We were a completely mixed group with different experience, different generation, which is also good that everybody contributed to the formulation, and we adjusted the formulation of the preliminary background draft of that chapter of manifesto, and make it formulated based on your advice. In point 1, we consider that we adjust some changes, like that we duly recognize the diasporas and migrants as competitive mediators for opening the markets in their own countries of origin to foreign investor businesses by capitalizing on their own capacity, skills and value added. And that there is a need to duly acknowledge migrants as equal partners in the existing businesses in or with their own countries of origins. And here it was mentioned that there should be developed different types of networking. In the original version there was the same text by meaning, but it was not the same wording. So we try to adjust it to your proposals. In point 2, we add that there is a need to acknowledge migrants as multipliers for the transfer of technologies and know-how and skills for making products and services qualified and competitive on the local, regional and global markets. Point 3 was completely reformulated. So we formulated in the following way, that diligently study and adjust the entrepreneurship initiatives to the actual economic and social conditions in the countries of origin, in order to better understand the market and business strategies that should be employed by the migrants and diasporas for successful management of their enterprises, and consider migrants' entrepreneurship initiatives as motors for peacekeeping in their countries of origins, taking in mind that they are creating jobs and they are decreasing possibilities for local conflicts. In point 4, we add that there should be systematically declared capacity building for empowering, especially self-developing. It was considered as a very important point, and motivating diasporas and their members be active in enterprises, projects, and social business enterprises. We added also that point, and the final sentence: regularly provide information on the good practices, databases of migrants' business ideas and potentials for financial businesses and entrepreneurship ideas through donor programs, credit lines, microcredit, bank instruments, or migrant saving funds. There was, in fact, a big discussion about the information which is reaching proper people amongst migrants and whether they know, and many of the participants of that workshop consider that for them even the conference is very important, that everybody was sharing different good practices and speaking about different financial instruments they didn't know so far. In point 5, we add that there should be built a strong and united umbrella associations that can advocate the requirements for restructuring of financial support mechanisms in front of the policy and decision makers. There was raised the point on the fact that sometimes to make a difference in policies, there you need a strong association that can advocate and articulate the needs and different ideas of migrants. I guess that this is the same in the first chapter, but it was raised the same question within that part of the entrepreneurship. And we also add that at the end of that point 5, that there should be acknowledged the contribution to the international development and etc., formulation, programming, strategy planning and etc., development of loans, financial products, and it was also stressed that there should be properly channeled the remittances of migrants in order to avoid private savings work for acts against humanity. Point 6, there was added another change and a little bit of formulation, that there should be strengthened the network with already existing businesses in the countries of origins, and increase the communication with decision and policy makers, development more partnerships. We had two more new points, point 7 and point 8. Point 7 is considered the security environment and how it's related to the businesses of migrants in their countries of origins. So there were different ideas. Just to mention, part of the group wanted not to link these two things. The other part of the group considered that it's good. Finally, we agreed that these both issues, security of the environment and the businesses, that they are linked, because businesses, they increase this, they contribute to the increased security of the environment, and on the other hand, by introducing proper policies, there can be provided secure environment for the business initiatives in the countries of origins. So we are calling for such kind of activities, and we consider that it should be delivered based on a communication between aid and recipient countries' policymakers. And the final point is to recognize that migrants' entrepreneurship initiatives improve and contribute to the image, positive image of their countries by promoting the successful stories of diaspora members. Thank you very much.
Thank you so much. Mikael, Steven, I'm happy to have you there. What will happen now with this manifesto?
Yeah. You want to answer, Stefan? Why say ha?
We discussed it in our group also, but
No, we haven't discussed it in our group. So in comedian, no, because we have these tables, you know.
Okay.
I think for us as in comedian it's clear, you know. I said it's not a perfect paper, so we will now work on the paper again and make it as good as possible. Then we lobby on the issues, you know, on the points. We do it in Austria, Italy, Slovakia, and Slovenia. We will go for instance, to the Austrian Development Agency and say, hey, we have a document endorsed here. I hope you will endorse it with us. We want you to do A, B, and C. We go to the NGOs, the NGO sector, because some of the recommendations or some of the things we want to have in the manifesto is we can fulfill as NGOs, development NGOs like VIDC, where I come from, yeah? And we will discuss this issue there. We will, of course, discuss the issue again with our colleagues from diaspora organizations if there's something important missing. And what has to be done to have a better capacity, for instance, because it's nice to have capacity building here, as one in entrepreneurship as well as in the diaspora engagement part we have in capacity building, but how to organize capacity building, this is something we have to work together. Of course, we thinking about in Austria, we will have a panel discussion to present it somehow in February, and if we are successful, we will present it also on the European level. But also because Pietros mentioned this morning, Comida is not coming to an end. It's we're starting today again, and we will draft a new project in partnership with Africa Europe platform, with Arthur and others here, with new countries involved, Croatia and Romania. Then we will continue with the work, and of course we think how to make out of this campaign, which was focused on these 4 countries, how we can have a European campaign, how it could be transferred on the European level, how we can mobilize, and in our partnership with the Africa Europe platform, for instance, how we can mobilize European stakeholders, the international stakeholders, that they take diaspora engagement, diaspora entrepreneurship more serious, yeah. And of course, in diaspora entrepreneurship, we have also to speak with the experts, because we, the group of the 4 organizations or 5 organizations which were behind the community project so far, we are not experts in entrepreneurship. No, not at all. We focused on diaspora engagement because that's something we know. Yeah, but in entrepreneurship, we listen to our colleagues from the Africa diaspora organizations, Philippines, and hopefully in the future more and other communities as well. That's also a step we have to change, or we have to think about. community project itself. It was only in Italy very successful in working with different type of communities. In Slovakia, sorry. But in Austria and in Slovenia, I don't know, we are not so successful. We are focused on the Africans. I hope this can answer. Is this the answer?
Mm-hmm. That's your answer. Additional information from the group you want? Okay, that's good. Thank you very much. We can take one feedback. Something hot in the room? No, thank you. Okay, so now we have come in to a very important moment of this conference and on the committee project at the hall. We are going to endorse this manifesto. So we are trained. I will ask you now to stand up for this event. You are making history. So,
can we put the slide on again? The endorsement slide?
Yeah, so feel good, not like this, yeah, feel relaxed and good. You're making history. That's the very first time we are doing such a thing. So that's the first time we are doing such a thing in Europe, maybe in the world. So we should be very proud. And now I will tell the phrase in red, and you remember how we practice to endorse the document? Okay. Then after reading the phrase, I will say 1, 2, 3, 4, and then you will do this. Back, okay? Watch out. There are cameras in the room, so don't miss it. Okay. We call on all participants to adopt and endorse this document. 1, 2, 3, 4. One more time. Thank you very much.